Jamie, thanks for speaking to us. Has pre-season gone as expected?
Yeah, we've had a really good pre-season. There's a lot of work that's gone into the planning around pre-season that started all the way back in January. Really, as a group of staff, we got together early doors to sort of map out and plan what we wanted pre-season to look like from the physical side of things with Megan, and then also from the football side of things with me and Bully, and ironing out sort of what we want pre-season to look like, how we want to play, and kind of embedding principles of how we want to do things. I think the lads have had some great experiences as well. So we went up to the Lake District. So Tom Cox, our head of football education, organised a great trip up to the Lake District. So it was a good sort of team building exercise. We went on a long walk, and then we had the opportunity to do some abseiling as well. And I think the staff were probably more scared than the players, but you know, great experiences to get up there. And then we took the boys down to Cardiff for 4 days. So we had a bit of a training camp at the University of South Wales, and then we played against Cardiff City in a friendly, which again was a great test for the lads, and we got to experience a little bit of the Welsh culture as well in and around Cardiff. So yeah, it was a good trip for the boys.
And how important are these pre-season team bonding trips for results throughout the season?
Yeah, I think they're important, and it allows the lads to get to know each other, not just on the pitch but also off the pitch. And I think something that I believe in is building relationships on the pitch, and that does start with what they do off the pitch and getting to know each other, and you know, how each other works, and even for the staff to get to know the players and see them away from the football environment. You know, we kind of see them out on the pitch and what they're doing in terms of training and playing, and maybe a little bit in the gym. But when we took them up to the Lake District, and you take that barrier down of the pitch, and you get to speak to the players individually, you get to know them, get to know the background, about their families. I think that's really important, and I think that goes a long way.
And speaking of Wales, you've been given a great opportunity to coach Wales' under-17 squad for the upcoming camps. Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, it kind of come out of the blue really, that off the back of completing my pro licence, I was then given the opportunity to join as an assistant coach with the Wales under-17s group. The head coach of the 17s, 90s, is someone that I've known for a long time, somebody that I massively respect. And then we've got 2 camps coming up. So in August we go to Poland, we play Georgia and Romania in a development programme there. So we spend 7 days out there and a little bit of training, and we play the 3 games. And then we go to Israel in the middle of October, and that's more of, then that becomes competitive. So really over in Israel we'll play Belgium, Israel and Gibraltar. And there we're looking to pick up results really to hopefully get us through to the elite qualifying rounds, which is end of the season.
And this is your second year at County, this coming season is your second year at County. Just how have the club helped in getting this experience, or how have the club helped you develop to get this experience in the first place? Yeah,
massively. I probably can't believe myself how much sort of developed as an individual in terms of my coaching and everything that's going on in and around it. And you know, the staff that I work with on a daily basis have been a massive part of that. There's been so much learning that's taken place over the last 12 months with Mike Jeffries as head of coaching. You know, he's given me some great insights and made me really think and reflect on my own performances and the performances of the team and the coaching staff, and then even, you know, the support from Damien Allen as well has been great. So I think what we've got here is a culture where there is a sort of real development culture in helping staff build and get better. Not just myself, I think we've seen that. I think every member of staff within the PDP phase would say how much they've developed and grown over the last 12 months. And you know, it's been great, and you know, I'm really thankful of, you know, Stockport County for supporting me on this journey, but you know, supporting me and helping me develop over the next few years as well.
And you mentioned development as well. Just how do you think the players, staff and yourself will benefit from the experiences that you'll have on this trip?
It's just seeing different environments. I think sometimes, you know, you can get so caught up in your own environment, and you know what football's like. It can be tough, and you maybe don't experience what else is going on. And I think it's important that we sort of branch out as much as we possibly can. So experiencing, you know, working with Cat 1 players, you know, within international football, it'd be a completely different type. Being away and on training camp, you know, sort of having the players under your feet 24/7, I think will be good as well. And it's learning from other people. You know, as a touch on there, 90s, the head coach is someone who I massively value as a coach, and I'm sure that I'll learn so much from him. And then Dane Facey, who's the other assistant coach, is head of coaching at Cardiff, and again, somebody who I want to utilise and learn so much from, that hopefully then there'll be stuff that I can bring back and we can look to implement here, yeah.
And as a native Welshman, just how proud are you to have the opportunity to go and represent your national team, the team that you support?
Yeah, it's brilliant. I think probably when I was told about it, probably proud was the first word really that springs to mind. You know, really proud of this opportunity, you know, to be given it. And I've sort of supported Wales of the years I think back to Euro 2016 in the field. Good factor that there was in and around that. Obviously recently in the World Cup. So, you know, for me it's a great opportunity, I guess, to see the younger players that we've got coming through and hopefully support and develop them, that hopefully they go on to represent Wales for the Euros and World Cups as well. And I'd still be probably one of the biggest fans supporting them when they're playing, yeah.
Yeah, perfect. And will this open the door for future international experiences in the future, or is it sort of a path that you'd want to take in the future?
Who knows? Who knows? Obviously, you know, I'm fully focused on really what's going on at Stockport and working with the younger age groups we've got here. I stepped away from playing this year as well, and that's allowed me more time to go and get in and around the first team. And the gaffer's been, you know, so welcoming of me within the 12 months and all the staff I have up there, that, you know, I can get around and see what they're doing and learn from them. And that certainly helps what we've got going on down here as well. That there is, for me, there's a great alignment between what's going on in the younger age groups and with the first team. And if I'm being honest, I couldn't think of anything worse than working at a club where there wasn't that alignment, because you wouldn't feel value in your job. But we've seen it now with Ashton Mee that you know, he's just been given a professional contract, and the gaffer invests a lot of time in what is going on down here, as do all the staff.
And just touching on Ashton Mee as well, like you say, he's got his first pro contract. It must be a proud moment, not only for him and his family, but yourself and the staff that coached him last season and helped him grow as a player. It
is, yeah, but Ashton, for anyone that knows Ashton, will know why he's got what he's got, because all the staff will say he's the hardest working boy in the building, and it's not just about what he does on the pitch. It's everything off the pitch. He's always one of the first to finish his work within education. He's always staying behind and doing extras on the pitch. He works harder than anybody else within the gym. So there's no coincidence that the hard work that Ashton's put in, that's then been reflected in the opportunity that he's now been given. And hopefully the other boys see that and almost use him and take him as a little bit of a role model, really, that with the hard work that can be put in, you know, you see the rewards that are given. We know that that's not going to happen for everybody, but it's about making sure that they can look themselves in the mirror at the end of the 2 years that they're with us and go, do you know what, I've given it absolutely everything. And I have no doubt that whether they get professional contracts or not, they'll come away from it as better people and as better lads and help them grow. So, you know, for Ashton, it's a great opportunity. I know his family is so proud, and he comes from a great family as well. And we've got other boys that I'm certainly pushing towards a gaffer and saying to have a look at. We've seen it, you know, Ellis Farrer from last year had the opportunity. I know he's out on loan and he's been doing really, really well. And again, I touched on that alignment between the first team and the youth team, but probably near enough every single day that the first team are pinching players from my sessions and taking them up there, and that's exactly what we want, and giving them the opportunities, because that's going to make them better players training up there.
And we've had a new intake of players, scholars come in over the summer who are ready for the season. How have they settled in over the summer? Yeah,
really well. I think the one thing that has helped them is the second years and some of the third years that we've still got in and around the building. They know what the standards are, they know what standards are expected of them, and I think by doing that, that's really supported these younger players stepping in, that it's allowed them to see, you know, what is expected of them day to day. But we've got some really good people within the building, not just staff but the players as well. We've got really good people that are supportive, are developmental. And again, I'm not just saying that as staff, I think the players are like that as well. So them settling in, again, I'll touch on the trips that we went away to the Lake District in Cardiff. They were vital in allowing them first years to be able to settle in.
And you've had Paul Turnbull join you as your assistant for the coming season. Just how important is it for the players to have an ex-county captain in the dugout or as backroom staff?
Yeah, just touch on it. Their standards. There's no one that sets higher standards, and Bully, he knows what it takes to play for the first team and play for this football club. So for the players to be able to see that and see how he conducts himself on a day-to-day basis, how he acts, how he speaks, you know, that's massively important for them. And even his, his coaching knowledge. I know he's not been coaching for a long period of time, but he's got the knowledge up there, and it's about, I think, a little bit from me as well, about supporting him get that knowledge out. And he's, I have no doubt that he's going to really develop as a coach and push on to be a great manager. And having him on the touchline with me is good. And sometimes I have to quieten him down and just barking on the touchline with me. But day to day within the training sessions, he drives the standards and he makes sure that the lads are doing what they should be. Yeah.
And your attention turns to Bolton on Saturday, first game of the season. But everyone's just itching to get started for the new season. Yeah,
definitely, yeah. Pre-season, I think, for the players is always a long one. Even for coaches, I think you're going into friendlies and it's not quite got that same bite to it, I suppose. Bolton are going to be a tough test. Over the last few years, they've had a really strong academy. We had some great games against them last year. I know there's a little bit of a change in cycle of players, but we know that that'll be a really tough test on Saturday. And for us, I've said this before, it's not necessarily about the results, it's about developing the players and making sure that we're playing in a way that the gaffer's supportive with, that our principles are identifiable in terms of what we're doing is linked to the first team. And I think if we do that and we're performing and we're consistent with that, then listen, results are always nice, let's not beat around the bush. But for us, it's about making sure that there's performances there consistently, and then really developing that individual to essentially try and get them as close to that first team as possible. Yeah,
that's brilliant. Thanks for your time, Jay.
Cheers. Thank you.